maintain our call on Russia to de-escalate tensions and refrain from any further aggression. We would like to be in a situation where relations with Russia are good, but this is very much depending on the choices made by Moscow. So let there be no doubt, if Russia were to move against Ukraine, the Union will be in a position to take sanctions that could extract a massive cost. We have done our work in that respect.
Amid all the political and strategic turmoil, Russia has successfully launched a Caliber cruise missile from the Sea of Japan, firing it at a target more than 1,000 kilometers away. According to the Russian Navy, the drill also involved covert movement and support from military ships, aircraft and drones. Japan lays claims to the Russian-held southern Kuril Islands in the nearby Sea of Okhotsk. The territorial row dates from the end of World War II, when Soviet troops seized the islands from Japan. The dispute has prevented the two countries from signing a formal peace treaty. Russian President Vladimir Putin also attended via video link the flag-raising ceremony of the two new nuclear power submarines joining the Russian Navy. One is a Borei-class submarine and the other is Yasen class. Both can hit sea targets and deliver precision strikes on the ground.
Разрешаю.
Kohala Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rakakadash. And double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And respect to all the brothers preaching and teaching the truth worldwide in sincerity. And peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom. Just the brother Kadagabar here again. I'm not gonna make this too long. As you see the few videos I showed you, you see these nations preparing for war. They preparing for war. World War III. And it's coming. This is a prophecy that's going to come to pass. Let's go to Revelations chapter 11, verse 14. And we don't care if you get tired of hearing about it. We're going to keep bringing it out. We that's in its truth and sincerity that preach this word, we ought to prophesy and speak the prophecies, man. Because this is coming. And we have to give our people, the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the warning from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And we're going to keep giving you the warning to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Shut our mouths. So this is Revelation chapter 11, verse 14, and it reads, "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly." The third war is coming quickly. And as we can see it, if you've been paying attention to the news, you know, the third war is coming quickly, man. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can see that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is increasing the tensions between these nations. You know, America and Russia, America and Iran, America and China, you know, just to name a few. And Russia is going to take down America, Russia and its allies, you know. These nations are going to come up against America to take this place down. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 13, verse 17, and it reads, "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them." And it's talking about the Russians. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is stirring up the minds of the Russians against the Americans, against America, Babylon the Great. Stirring up the minds of the Russians to have that, you know, that evil thought to destroy America. "Which shall not regard silver, or as for gold, they should not delight in it." So America is not going to be able to buy off Russia. It's not going to be able to, you know, pay Russia to not come up against them. Russia is not going to, you know, accept their money, because that evil thought is going to be in their mind that's given to them by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to destroy this place. You know, it's in the scriptures that America will be destroyed. Verse 18, "And their bows also shall dash the young man to pieces." And the bows are the nuclear missiles. "And they shall not have pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children." You know, so when the nuclear missiles come over here and hit America, it's going to destroy all people that's still here. Only the elect of the nation of Israel that's beamed up from America will be safe, because they will be in the so-called UFOs, the chariots of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. But the people that's left here, you 2/3 Israelites, and the rest of the people that's from these other nations that's here in America, will be destroyed. Verse 18, Isaiah 13, verse 18, "Their bows also shall dash the young man to pieces, and they shall not and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children." Verse 19, "And Babylon," and it's talking about America, "the glory of kingdoms. The beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah." And how did Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua overthrow Sodom and Gomorrah? By the way of fire. And this is coming. The fire, by the way of them nuclear missiles, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to pour his anger out upon this place, America, Babylon the Great, by the way of the nuclear missiles hitting this place. This place, America, will be destroyed by fire, man, from the nuclear missiles. Verse 20, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their foes there. So this place will never be inhabited again after it is destroyed by the nuclear missiles. Verse 21, but the wild beasts of the desert shall lie there. Yeah, this place is going to be a desert for wild beasts, man, desert-like creatures. And their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there, and the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant places. And her time, America, the daughter of Babylon, Babylon the Great, and her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. Right, so the time of America to be destroyed is coming, man. You know, and we see the tensions is increasing day by day. Day by day, the tensions of these nations are increasing, man. You know, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is stirring up that evil thought from these other nations, putting that evil thought in these other nations' minds to want to destroy America. You know, and it's beautiful to see. We in beautiful times right now. Us that's in this truth. We in beautiful times, man. You know. This is Ezekiel. Let's see. Bear with me. So we here, let's go to Ezekiel chapter 38, we can start at verse 1, and it reads, and the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against God, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Now, God is speaking about, Gog is speaking about Russia. Magog, the Russians are, dwelling in that land today. You know, you can look it up on Google where the land of Magog used to be. It's where the Russians is dwelling in today, the land of Russia. But it used to be the land of Magog. So this is speaking about the Russians. Verse 3, and say, thus said the Lord God, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. So we know that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is against the Russians as well, because they Edomites, right? But we know that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to use Russia to come up against America, Babylon the Great, during World War III. As we read in Revelations 11, verse 14. Come up against them to do what? To destroy America. Verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws, and will bring thee forth and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So the Lord, he's stirring up the hatred to cause Russia to come up against America, and they will, as we see that, these nations are, preparing for war. So they going to eventually come up against America, You see the tensions are increasing between one another. Russia is going to send missiles to hit America to destroy this place, in the next war, which is World War III. And like I said, we see Russia preparing for war against America. They doing these military drills. They increasing their nuclear arsenals. They testing their missiles. They getting ready to come up against America. And you see Russia, you see Iran, you see China, North Korea, and just to name a few, preparing for war. Well, Russia is going to be the main nation to take down America. Verse 5, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmets, right? Because, these other nations are going to, be joint with Russia. The Persians is speaking about Iran, the Ethiopia speaking about the Kushites, the Ethiopians. Libya is speaking about Put, the North Africans. They are going to be with Russia to come against America, Verse 6, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and they, Salakia, and many people with thee. And Gomer is speaking about Turkey, Gomer is speaking about Turkey, and Turkey is a part of NATO, but they will come up against America. They gonna depart from America, man. And they gonna come up against America, man. They're gonna be joined with Russia to destroy this place. So hey, this is real beautiful to be able to be in these times, to witness these things. What are we witnessing? The works of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And this is beautiful, man. It's beautiful for us because we want to see this place destroyed, man. Because this place have been destroying us. This place have been, the Edomites that's who land this is. They have, oppressed us since we came over here, man. They oppressed us. They oppressed the Northern Kingdom first. The so-called Native American tribes and stuff like that, man. The Hispanic tribes, and they took this land from the Northern Kingdom, and then they brought us over here, and that's why the scriptures say Israel and Judah are oppressed together. We over here in America being oppressed together, man. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, have, touched the apple of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua eye. This is one of the reasons why Edom is going to be destroyed, man, and his land, because this land is our blood is, soaked in his land, man, So this place is going to be destroyed, man. So, we read Isaiah. So when we read Isaiah 13, verse 17 on down, that whole little part, 17 all the way, to verse, with 19, it's not talking about, ancient Babylon, man. Because ancient Babylon wasn't, destroyed by fire. The Median Persians expanded their kingdom to Babylon, So it wasn't talking about ancient Babylon. It's talking about the modern day Babylon, which is America. America's going to be taken down by fire, just how like Sodom and Gomorrah was taken down by fire. And this is beautiful, man. This is what we waiting to see. So I just wanted to, touch on that a little bit to, bring some scriptures out to add to the video. And like one more came to mind. There's plenty of scriptures in here that deal with America being destroyed by the nuclear missiles. But I didn't want this to be too long. So let me get Revelations chapter 18, and it reads, Revelation 18 verse 1, and it reads, "After these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, America." And we witnessing America falling, man. And we really gonna witness this place falling and completely destroyed when, we in those chariots, man, Yahweh willing. So we're gonna look down at this place, man. This place is gonna be a lake of fire, man. Yahweh willing, we are part of that elect number to get beamed up in the chairs when Yahweh shall return. And it's become the habitation of devils and the hold of every foul spirit and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. And it's, we was reading this in Isaiah 13, chapter 13, verse 21 and 22, when it talks about this place is going to be basically a desert-like, land for wild beasts, and the hateful birds, the owls and, desert-like creatures that can survive, creatures that can survive in the desert, Let's jump down. I'm just going to hit, jump down a few scriptures. Verse 5, "For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquity." So Yahweh Bashim Yahushua remember all the iniquity that came from this place, man. The sins of America have reached unto heaven, man. And this place is going to receive a judgment. Like America is going to be put to death, so to speak. This place will be destroyed. Verse 6, "Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, which is wickedness. And the cup which she hath filled to her double." And that cup, that double cup, is going to be by the way of them nuclear missiles, man. Verse 7, "How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, and destruction. Salakia, death, mourning, and famine. And she shall be utterly burnt with fire." And where's that fire going to come from? The nuclear missiles, man. "For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her." Verse 9, "And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning." So this place is going to be on fire, man. How? By the way of nuclear missiles. Verse 10, "Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, America, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. You know, so this place is going to be trodden down by the way of the nuclear missiles, man. This ain't going to be like no ancient wars, man, no ancient battles, man. This is going to be a battle of fire, fuel of fire. Let's get Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5, and it reads, For every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. You know, in the ancient battles, it was, fought with swords and shields and stuff, But let's get a video of how the ancient battles was fought. Now, this is a scene from a movie a movie called Troy. It's a good movie too, a good movie. But this scene right here is basically showing you how the ancient battles was fought. Like verse 5 say, Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5, For every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Yeah, this battle, this World War III that's coming is going to be fought with fuel and fire. It's not going to be fought how the ancient battles was fought. So let's see how the ancient battles, was fought. Let me stop there. Now you hear all that noise. You hear the yelling, the armor, clacking against each other, the boots, stomping on the ground. You hear all the yelling and, the charging and, it's a lot of noise. Confused noise, man. A lot of noise. So every battle, you hear all that noise? So every battle of the warriors was confused noise. His garments rolled in blood. So they were stabbing one another, They had blood all over their garments. You hear a lot of noise, all that confused noise. That's how the ancient battles was fought. The sound of the arrows being shot off. Almost got blood all over it. For every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. Right? And that was a good movie, by the way. But this battle is gonna be fought with burning and fuel of fire, man. So you see how the ancient battles is fought, the ancient wars is fought. Well, these times the war is gonna be fought differently, but it's gonna be a nuclear war. These missiles, man. This is how these battles in this time is gonna be fought. But this battle is gonna be fought with burning and fuel of fire. Malachi chapter 4 verse 1, and it reads, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day cometh that shall burn them up, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch." And the day is going to burn as an oven by the way of them nuclear missiles, man. The nuclear missile is going to cause America, the whole continent of America, this whole country, this whole land to be on fire. Zechariah chapter 14 verse 12. "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth." And this is going to happen by the This is Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12 again. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. And this major plague is the nuclear missiles. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. This is going to happen by the nuclear missiles, man. That ferment heat, man. Their eyes going to melt in their holes. You know, they tongue, you know, going to be consumed in their mouth. You know, they flesh going to consume away while they stand up on their feet, man. And this is going to happen from the missiles, man. That ferment heat. Everything here is going to melt, man. Everything here is going to be destroyed, man. I'm going to read this last scripture and play this video. Well, let me get it on the app. On this phone, my other phone died. Bear with me. So this is 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 10, and it reads, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise." America, this place is going to pass away with a great noise. Where is that great noise going to come from? The nuclear explosions, the nuclear missiles. And the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Everything that you see is made out of elements. So everything that's here in America is going to be melted, man. It's going to be consumed away by the nuclear missiles, man. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Seeing then all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person are ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Verse 12, looking for and hasten unto the coming of the day of Yahweh. And the actual day of Yahweh is when Yahweh shall return. Wherein the heavens being on fire, America, this place is going to be on fire, man, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So this place is going to be destroyed by the way of nuclear missiles. The earth is going to rock back to and fro like a drunkard because of the nuclear missiles. Islands are going to be moved out of its places because of the nuclear missiles. And everybody that's left here in America that don't get beamed up into the chariots when Yahweh shall return is going to perish. It's going to die by the way of the nuclear missiles. So I'm going to play this video and we can end it off with that. And we know the scriptures tell us that it's going to be 200,000 missiles. 200,000 times 1,000 is 200 million missiles. You know, so it's going to be 200 million missiles that's going to hit America, man. You got to understand, the missiles carry at least up to 10 to 15 warheads, you know. So 200 million missiles is going to hit this place, America. It's going to completely wipe out America, man, and the people that's in it. This is why the scriptures say this place, you know, will be a place for you know, wild beasts and, you know, wild birds, desert-like creatures. But this place is going to be turned into a desert.
Happened. A major city is hit by a nuclear weapon. Now, no number could account for all the devastation that would result.
And this is just talking about one missile, one nuclear missile.
But we can put a number on the deaths. At least we can make an educated guess based on our understanding of what nuclear blasts do to city structures and people. We'll assume the bomb is detonated in the air to maximize the radius of impact, as was done in Japan in 1945. But here we'll use an 800 kiloton warhead, a relatively large bomb in today's arsenals, and 100 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. Upon detonation, a fireball as hot as the sun would expand to a radius of 800 meters. Those near the blast would be vaporized. And within a 2-kilometer radius, all buildings would likely be destroyed. And we'll assume that virtually no one survives inside this area. Which, based on population density, would start the death tally at 120,000 people. As you move further away from ground zero, estimating deaths becomes more complicated. From as far away as 11 kilometers, the radiant heat from the blast would be strong enough to cause third-degree burns on exposed skin.
That's just one nuclear blast.
And as you get closer to the blast, the heat becomes so intense that clothing, even skin, would ignite into flames.
Their flesh should consume away while they stand up on their feet.
That said, most people in the city would be indoors or otherwise sheltered from direct exposure. But the very structures that offered this protection would then become a cause of injury, as debris would rip through buildings and rain down on city streets.
And keep in mind, he's only talking about one nuclear blast, one nuclear missile. The scripture tells us 200 million missiles are going to wipe up this place, man. That's just one nuclear missile. So, come on now. Cities and states and this whole continent is going to be wiped away.
As a rough estimate, we can assume that half the people between 2 and 11 kilometers from the blast are killed, from burns, debris, smoke, collapsed buildings, and radiation sickness, which translates roughly into an additional 500,000 people. Many of these deaths will occur days, even weeks after the attack. Radiation sickness takes about a week to cause death. And much of the dust and ash produced from the explosion will be dangerously radioactive, especially if it originated near ground zero. And the distance the particles travel will depend on the wind and other factors. Now, since this simulation is of an airburst attack, it will produce significantly less radioactive fallout than ground attacks targeting missile silos or bunkers. So we'll go with a relatively small number of deaths outside the 11-kilometer range. If it were a surface blast, the fallout deaths could surpass all other deaths combined, but it's a very difficult number to predict. In theory, radiation deaths can be reduced if people can avoid during the critical first few days. Fallout shelters were common during the Cold War, but people rarely build shelters today. And schools no longer practice nuclear war drills. We generally talk less about surviving a nuclear attack. And in a way, it's good that we're less afraid of the bomb now that the Cold War is over. When nations are less on edge, the risk of accidents is arguably reduced.
Listen, when Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua caused these missiles to be released, to be shot off, to hit America, it would not be no survivors here. The scripture said this place will not be inhabited from generation to generation. Meaning forever. This place would not be inhabited by another people, person again.
But nuclear weapons remain one of the great threats to humanity. And today, we're entering a new era in nuclear weapon history. Long-standing nuclear arms treaties are being reassessed, and countries, big and small, face the prospect of new arms races. In part because technology is emerging that may give one side a considerable strategic advantage, notably hypersonic weapons. Current nuclear missiles travel around the Earth at high altitudes, making them visible by radar earlier in their flight. Now, some hypersonic vehicles travel close to the Earth, through the atmosphere, at least 5 times the speed of sound, giving defending countries far less time to react. And remember that some of the most perilous moments during the Cold War occurred when countries maneuvered to reduce their opponent's reaction time. And the less time countries have to react, the more likely an accident will occur, or a rash judgment. And then you have smaller nukes that blur the line between conventional and nuclear weapons, providing a more slippery path to nuclear escalation. Now, for ordinary citizens, nuclear weapon policy may seem like a complex, even intimidating topic. But leaders often consider public perceptions when making policy. In many countries, voter opinion is an important factor. Whether you believe nuclear weapons have made the world safer or more dangerous, both sides generally agree that the bomb brings an unparalleled risk, and that there are things we can do to reduce the risk, like minimizing how many countries get the bomb, or scaling back Cold War arsenals.
There's nothing you can do to reduce what's coming. You can't stop what's coming. You can't stop the prophecies. World War III is going to happen. It's going to be a nuclear war, as the scriptures say, as the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. There's nothing that anybody can do.
Or stabilizing technology races, or pledging to never be the first one to strike. Such ideas have often resulted in signed treaties, some of which have held for decades. Some are at risk of expiring, and some just need a final push to become activated. By being steadfast in these efforts and not walking away from diplomatic achievements, we can continue of ensuring that this nightmare simulation never becomes a reality.
Or will become a reality.
If you would like to learn about...
See, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the lower levels, the lower level Edomites, they just too comfortable over here, man. They just don't know what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua have in store for them. And for this place, America. Either you 2/3 Israelites, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans that refuse to hearken unto the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. We refuse to repent and turn back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Hey, man. Your time is coming, man. We that's in His truth. We that's in His truth and sincerity. We very, 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 very thankful that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua called us out of this world, man. Called us out of darkness into His marvelous light. Because, hey, man, being a part of this world, being a part of this society, man, it's no good, man. It's not worth it, man. Being destroyed by nuclear missiles, man. But people think it's a game. People think this book is a fairy tale book. Hey, everything that's written in here, man, is going to come to pass, man. This is a living book, a living, holy book. This book right here stands alone. You can't compare no book in the world to this book right here, the Holy Bible. the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So I made it off with that, and, enjoy showing, a few videos and enjoying bringing out some scriptures, So I made it off with that. I want to give all praises and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, named Yahweh Shai. Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and respect to all the brothers preaching and teaching the truth worldwide in sincerity. See y'all again soon, Yahweh willing. Shalom.